Hi there everybody, back again. It's August 21st. I didn't get a lot of reading done last night because, like everybody else in Canada, I was watching the Tragically Hip concert. But, little update. Okay, so first of all, this is Medalon, the book by Jennifer Fallon, which I mentioned that I will be reading for the by an Australian author. So I got that yesterday, or the day before yesterday. I have now started and finished my graphic novel. This is Bio Booster Armor Guyver by Yoshiki Takaya. It's a classic anime graphic novel. I chose to read it because it's a long story, but I mentioned it briefly in the last video. I'm a fan of the Dungeons and Dragons Spelljammer setting. They have a creature called a Bionoid, which they stole pretty much whole hog from the Guyvers. And having found that out, I wanted to know more about what the Guyvers were about, and figured since I had to read a graphic novel, this one happened to come through the bookstore that I work at, why not? So, my review again will be on Goodreads. I don't believe they cover graphic novels on Worlds Without Ends, so you will not be able to find my review there. Briefly, it's cool. I liked it. I think that my kids have this idea that I know nothing about anime, and they would be totally wrong, because I just don't do a lot of the current anime. And the reason why is because I did a lot of the old school anime, and after a while you start to see, well, you know, it's a particular genre and it's got certain stock characters, and after a while it becomes kind of repetitious. So Fairy Tail has its merits. Full Metal Alchemist was awesome. That's pretty much what I paid attention to in recent years, but I was watching Robotech when Robotech was still on television, so I have also seen the Japanese variation of Sailor Moon, and I'm telling you, that is no kid's cartoon. And I have seen some, hentai. Let's just go there and say that. And if you don't know what that word means, good. You probably better off if you don't, so. Alright, so I liked it. The illustrations are interesting, particularly, it's done in this, black and white style, but particularly of the various monsters. There's some scenes of them there. These are the bad guys. They're called, what were they called? Zoonoids is what they're called. And then, of course, put that together with the Bio Booster Armor, and where did the name Bionoid come from, I wonder? Coincidence? Of course it is, of course. But, anyway, okay, so, a couple of minor criticisms. First of all, there is a lot of sound effects. And they are weird sound effects. Now, in some cases, I'm really happy with the creativity. They're not resorting to the typical shorthand, stuff like this, which is more like the sound that a big vehicle actually makes. Pretty cool, right? On the other hand, some of it, I don't know, it didn't add anything, right? They've got this, doom, goom. What's a goom? What makes a noise like goom? I don't understand what's going on there. So, that didn't help, On the other hand, there was some other stuff that was really kind of good. This transformation scene in particular had some good stuff with, and you can tell he's like unfolding claws in his clawed hand, right? That was cool. But lots of it is action panels with that stuff going on, all the various lines in the background that are supposed to indicate rapid movement in anime, and sometimes I can't tell. Okay, I can tell there's a fight going on. I don't know who's getting hit by what. So, I don't know. Found it kind of confusing in that sense, but it's a pretty simple plot. Boy meets weird otherworldly artifact that is from some alternate dimension that is a secret bioweapon being created by this organization called Kronos, which I'm assuming, must reveal the details of where they come from, how they got a hold of this stuff, and what they're trying to do besides world domination. I'm sure they tell us that later, but they did not tell us that in the course of this issue number 1. Just there's these guys and they're doing this stuff, and obviously it's very tyrannical because the bad guys are all afraid of their higher-ups. So, high school student just happens upon the stuff, ends up undergoing a transformation into a special unit that is not one of the zoonoids, called a Guyver. And apparently there's only 3 of these, and the second one happens to attack and transform the sort of middle manager, the bad guys, the one who organized the whole thing, which ended up with the Guyver unit getting lost in the first place. And stuff ensues from there, right? The third one, of course, is taken up by somebody else entirely different who has this big mystery behind him, because there's got to be the mysterious guy, right? There's a girl that the protagonist show is interested in, whose entire purpose seems to be to pine after this high school jerk and generally make show miserable who is pining after the girl, but, you know, never goes, hey, do you want to go out for coffee or anything? So how the hell is she supposed to know that? And her main attributes appear to be that she's cute and dutiful. Okay, so you can... this is one of the things that ticks me off about anime, and this is one of the reasons why I do not watch a lot of it anymore. So, yeah, I get really tired of that stock character. Very boring. Yeah, but the monsters are cool, the zoonoids are kind of freaky, the Guyvers are interesting. I kind of want to see how things are going to unfold from here. I assume that it's probably going to go on more in this vein, and, you know, that's fine. I mean, like, if you're reading something like this, it's kind of like reading a superhero comic. You know there's going to be good guys and bad guys, and they're going to fight. And that's what you're reading it for. And if you don't want to read it for that, don't read it. Although it's very cool, I think, if there's motivations, deeper motivations going on for the characters. What I would really like to see sometime is, like, have a grown-up actually encounter one of these superpower bolstering things once in a while and do something mature and intelligent with it instead of being dragged into this bizarre caper. But it seems that in anime, grown-ups generally are there to advise the children. So, and I suppose, you know, it's a formula that people seem to like and it seems to work, but I'd rather read Margaret Atwood. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it. So, I think I said before, but perhaps I didn't, that I have started The Secret History of the Mongol Queens. I'm about that far into it now. My initial impression is this is very interesting. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I would like to devote another video to this one and give it the proper attention that I think it deserves. I have good things to say and I have bad things to say. Mostly good. That being said, on my bingo card here, I chose to do Bio Booster Armor Guyver for, where is it here? A graphic novel. There it is, a graphic novel. So, let's mark the card. Okay, so looking at my card, strategically, I think it would be of benefit for me to read Metal On by Jennifer Fallon next, because it would qualify for by an Australian author and by a female author. I'll also be reading that one for my high fantasy challenge at Worlds Without End and my Women of Genre Fiction challenge. And it also qualifies for 12 awards, 12 months, because it was nominated for an Aurealis Award, which is Australia's tribute to their science fiction, fantasy, and horror writers. So that's my plan, and I will keep you posted. As always, if you have comments, questions, thoughts, suggestions, let me know. Contact me here in the comments section, on my blog, on my Twitter, wherever you like. See you later. Bye.